everyone. Good afternoon. Good evening. It's evening, y'all. It's Kayla with the Celebration Company. Y'all, it's been a busy day. It's been a busy week already, and it's only Tuesday, and it's only just begun. So I thought that I would just take you along with me as I brine my turkey. I did not have time to go live today and do a craft. I planned to, but I just didn't have time. It has been just a busy day, and there's just so much to get done, as y'all, I'm sure, are probably in the same boat with working and trying to get stuff ready for Thanksgiving. And we have another football tournament this weekend, so it's just busy. And so I thought I would just bring y'all along with me while I brine my turkey. And tomorrow we might be doing the same thing because I got a couple of things. I'm making 3 things tomorrow to take to my mother-in-law's tomorrow evening. So I may bring y'all along with me for that too. I do think I'm going to do a little bit of prep tonight. I think I'm going to go ahead and get my sweet potatoes prepped for my sweet potato casserole. I don't know. I'm going to see. I think that the recipe I'm using has a make ahead, so I might look at that and see if I can make it and then just bake it off tomorrow. So I don't know. We'll see. But anyways, so we're going to brine the turkey tonight. So I will brine it tonight. I'll leave it to brine until Thursday morning. And then Thursday, I will take it out of the brine. I'll rinse it and I'll let the skin dry off a little bit before I get it ready to go in the oven, okay? So it's going to have about 36 hours to brine. I think somewhere between 24 and 36 hours is the best. So you want to give it plenty of time. You don't want to give it like so much time, like 48, or more hours, because it might just get mushy. But you do want to give it some time so that it absorbs those flavors, and that's what makes it taste yummy. And it's also what makes it be moist and delicious. So I'll tell y'all a little bit about what I'm going to do with my turkey. Some of y'all probably have already started prepping yours. But I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to do something a little different this year that I'm looking forward to. So when you hop on and say, hey, let me know you're watching. Hi, Dorothy. Hello, Michelle. Good to see y'all this evening. Hope y'all are having a fabulous day. All right, so let me tell y'all what I have for my brine. So I've got a pot over here that's already turned on. It's on high, and this pot has apple cider in it, okay? It's about a gallon of apple cider that is coming up to a simmer. All right. The goal here is that we dissolve our salt, and we want to just basically get the salt dissolved, and then it also kind of helps to infuse some of the flavors that we're going to be putting into the apple cider. Hi, Linda. Hey, Michelle. Good evening, Dorothy. I think I said hello to y'all already. Comments are coming in slow. Hey, Carol. So let's get into it. I'll tell y'all all about what I'm doing. So here's the supplies that I've got. So I have apple cider, like I said, about a gallon. You do not have to have enough apple cider to completely submerge your turkey. Okay, this is almost like a concentrate that we're making. And then you just add water on top of that to completely submerge the turkey. Okay, so I've got about a gallon of apple cider. You can also use apple juice. You can also just use water if you want to, but the apple cider is going to give it more flavor. So we got apple cider. We have kosher salt. This I use to cook with all the time. I love kosher salt. It's the only thing that I cook with. So anyways, we're going to need a lot of kosher salt. I've got some herbs. I have rosemary. I've got thyme. And I have bay leaves. Whenever I make a turkey, I buy lots of herbs. I bought 3 of the rosemary and the thyme, because I use a lot of herbs with my turkey. We've got black peppercorns. I have lemons. I've got some oranges. And I've got garlic. All right. So that's the plan. So we've got our apple cider over here. It's starting to get warm. So the first thing we're going to do is add a cup and a half of our kosher salt. Whoops. 1.5 cups of kosher salt. That's the first thing. The salt is what helps our turkey to be moist. So you want a lot of it. After we brine the turkey, when we take it out, we're going to rinse it. Okay, so it's going to get all that saltiness off of the surface of the turkey so that it doesn't taste salty when you eat it. All right. Okay, so there's our kosher salt. I'm going to pour this in. And I'm going to give it a stir. And really, we just want the salt to dissolve. Okay. So now I've got some oranges. And I'm going to do something different this time. What I've done in the past, I've just cut the oranges in half and stuck them inside the brine. But this time, I'm going to actually take the peel off of the orange and then squeeze the juice inside. All right, so I'm just going to take all of the peel off of the oranges. Hey, Lynn, I'm brining my turkeys. Not my turkeys. I'm not doing more than one. I'm just doing one turkey. So right now I'm getting all the orange peel and I'm going to also get the lemon peel off. I'm going to go ahead and turn this down because I really don't need it to boil. And I'm just using just a vegetable peeler to get big shavings. Oops, forgot to take the sticker off. Okay. All right, and then I'm going to do my lemons as well. Hey, Debbie. Hi, Tammy. I'm just thinking this is probably going to give us more flavor because the peel is where the flavor is, and to just cut it in half, you're not getting all of that peel necessarily. You're just getting the outside, which isn't quite the same as the back side of the peel. You know what I mean? Hello, if you're watching over on YouTube, thanks for watching. Hey, Ann, I am getting my brine ready for my turkey. So right now we're peeling all of the peel off of 2 lemons and 2 oranges. And then we're going to add it to our apple cider, which is simmering on the stove and has a cup and a half of kosher salt in it. All right, so I'm going to add all my peel. Then I'm going to cut open my lemons and my oranges, and we're going to squeeze the juice into the brine. And I'm going to grab, you know what, it doesn't matter if I get seeds in there because I'm just going to rinse the turkey later. So we'll just squeeze all that juice in. This one is tough to squeeze. Let me find my little juicer. There we go. Like I said, it's not a big big deal if we get the seeds in there, because when we're done brining the turkey, we're going to rinse it so that we get all of that salt off of the excess. Hey, Rhonda. Hi, Linda. Thanks for joining me. All right, let's get the orange juice in. Have y'all started prepping for Thanksgiving? What have you started working on? Tell you what, it amazes me the people that do all of the prepping, all the meals themselves. Carol, thanks for asking. He's doing pretty good. He is doing pretty good. Okay, last one. Y'all, most of this I just sort of eyeball. But, so, you know, just kind of measure with your heart on a lot of this stuff. Okay. So we've got our citrus in. Now we're going to work on our garlic. So I'm going to take a whole head of garlic. We're going to use all of this. Now, what I've done in the past is just taken a couple of them and cut them in half. This time, I think that I'm going to smash them all. I'm thinking we might get some more flavor that way. Oh, Lynn, I hate that you don't get to do Thanksgiving because your hubby is working. Okay, so we're going to just smash all of them like this. With the palm of our hand. And then we're just going to remove the peel or the skin. And then we'll just throw this garlic into, and if there's still some skin on, it's not a big deal. Because right now it's mostly just about getting all that flavor in there. We're not going to be eating this brine. All of it's going to end up going into the garbage can. But it's going to give us lots of flavor for our turkey. So this is a whole head. I'm not sure how many cloves it is exactly. It's just a whole head. Happy anniversary, Evelyn. Oh my goodness, Doreen. How in the world do you do that? That's a lot. Okay. There we go. All right, so we got all of our garlic. All right, I'm going to turn this off now. It's starting to simmer, so I'm just going to turn it off because I really don't need it to be super hot. We just want to infuse the flavor. So we know it's pretty hot now, and that is going to be enough to infuse all of that flavor and make sure that our salt is melted. Okay. Happy anniversary to you too, Barbara. So now I'm going to take some black peppercorns, And I'm probably going to use this whole thing. I'm going to measure it just to see how much it is. This is a 1.64 ounce jar of whole peppercorns. You're going to use whole. So there's 1 tablespoon, 2 tablespoons, 3 tablespoons. I'm going 4 tablespoons. What the heck? All right. That's looking good. So now all we need is our herbs. Okay, so I've got bay leaves here. And I'm just going to grab a few. Just grabbing a handful. This is about 5 bay leaves. And as I put this in, I'm going to kind of squeeze it a little bit just to help get some of those flavors out. And then I'm going to take rosemary, and I'm going to be using this whole package. This is a half-ounce package. Okay, so it's a few big stems. And as I do this, I'm going to kind of just roll this into my hands a little bit to release some of those oils. And then we're also going to be using thyme, and I'm also using the whole half-ounce package. And I'm going to do the same thing. So just taking the whole thing. You don't have to bundle these or anything like that. Just rubbing this in my hand just to help release some of those flavors. Okay, and that's our brine. I'm going to show you what it looks like. Let me move you here. And I'll show you what we look like over here. Okay, so here's our brine. So this is, again, this is kind of like a concentrate. All right. So what I'll do, I have a 5-gallon bucket, a clean 5-gallon bucket. And I'm going to, I will pour my brine into my 5-gallon bucket. And then I'll add some ice in to cool it down, because I don't want to put my turkey in with a hot brine, right? So we want to make sure our brine is cooled down. So I'll add in some ice and some water, and then I'll put my turkey down into my brine, and I'll cover with water. So I want to make sure that the turkey's completely submerged and that it's completely covered. And so we'll just use water to fill it up the rest of the way. And then I'm going to brine it for 36 hours. So on Thursday morning sometime, I'll take it out of the brine, and I'm going to rinse it under the faucet, get all of that saltiness rinsed off of the surface and out of the inside cavity, under the skin, all of that, get it really good and rinsed. And then I'm going to set it to dry out on the surface a bit. So I'll leave it set for a little while to dry out. And then I'm going to be using a lot of butter and a lot of bacon. So I'm going to show you what I got, okay? So I will take butter. So I'll set out softened butter, and I'm going to take some of my herbs and probably some lemon zest, maybe some orange zest, maybe some garlic. I don't know. We'll see. And I'm going to make sort of like a compound butter. So I'm going to mix all of those things. The rosemary, I'm going to chop up rosemary. I'm going to chop up thyme and do fine zest of the lemon and the oranges and mix that in, probably some salt, some pepper, in with my butter, my softened butter, and then I'll rub the butter underneath all of the skin all over it, okay? And then I have got 3 pounds of bacon, okay? 3 pounds of good bacon. This is Applewood thick cut bacon. So I'm going to take the bacon and I'm going to completely cover my turkey in bacon, all right? The inside, I'm going to stuff with onions. I'm going to stuff it with garlic. I'm going to do more herbs, more butter on the inside. There will be lots of butter used, okay? Lots of butter. And then what I'll probably also do, what I've done in the past, I'm not sure, I've never used the bacon yet, but what I've done in the past is I've basted it with butter. All right, so I've kept melted butter on the stove, and I've opened the oven and basted it with butter throughout the cooking time. You can't get too much butter. So we're going to see how this goes. That's what I've done in the past. I've never used bacon before, but this time I'm going to wrap my turkey in bacon. So my thought is that as the bacon cooks, it's going to keep rendering that fat that's going to get into the meat and hopefully flavor it really well and keep it super moist. Doreen, I have used it in the past. I don't know if I will this time. Yeah, it probably would, Doreen. You could fix that though. You could definitely fix that by cooling your drippings and scraping the grease off of the top. So you could definitely fix that, but I don't know if I'm going to use the drippings or not. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. We might just use canned gravy. I'm not sure. But anyways, that's what I'm thinking. So we'll see how it turns out. We'll see what happens this year. All right, y'all. Well, have an amazing day. Thank you so much for joining me. Like I said, I'm going to add this. I've got a 5-gallon bucket here. So I'm going to pour this into the 5-gallon bucket and get the liquid cooled down before I add in my turkey. I'll probably rinse my turkey, take all the stuff out of the inside, rinse it, and then stick it in here and let it brine for 36 hours. All right. That sounds good, Brenda. My family is very stuck on turkey, so that's what we're doing. All right, y'all. Have an amazing Thanksgiving. I will see y'all tomorrow. Probably will take y'all with me. I'm going to be making my, well, they're my great grandmother's apples that I'm going to be making that my aunt makes, and Griffin loves them. So I'm going to be making those. I'll probably show you all, or at least tell you how to make them if my aunt's okay with it. And then I'm also making a pie tomorrow that I think I'm going to bring y'all along on and make it with y'all. It's a pecan cream pie, not a regular pecan pie. So we'll see how that goes. All right, y'all. Have a fabulous evening. I love you guys, and I'll see you soon. Bye, everybody.